Hello and welcome to another segment of Interviews That Matter. I'm your host Raj Mehta. Friends, in this segment, we bring those guests who influence our lives. That includes elected officials, policymakers, heads of major organizations, and other dignitaries. It is my sincere hope that the knowledge brought in by these guests will help our community. Today we have such guest who is the Commissioner of Nassau County Department of Social Services, Dr. John Imhof. Dr. John Imhof has been Commissioner since 2006, and Nassau County's Department of Social Services serves about 300,000 people, spending about $1 billion. Let's meet Dr. Imhof. Dr. Imhof, welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Raj. I appreciate it very much.
We really appreciate your time. Thank you for taking time.
My pleasure.
First, let's go with the background, your background, that you know who you are. And right now, I know that you are Commissioner for Department of Social Services for Nassau County for almost since 2003. So, what happened before then?
Well, I was originally a school teacher in New York City.
Okay.
I taught social studies and English and music. And then I went to Lynbrook, Long Island, where I continued high school teaching. And then during my teaching at Lynbrook, 3 of the students died from drugs. And I was asked to take over a new drug program for the Lynbrook School District. So I became coordinator of drug education in Lynbrook. And from that point, I worked on drug prevention programs for the school district. And then in 1971, I received a call from North Shore Hospital. And they had just received a grant to establish a new drug treatment center in Manhasset. And I went on to North Shore Hospital and became director and then chief of the drug treatment center. And I remained at North Shore Hospital for 32 years. And as you know, it became North Shore Long Island Jewish Health System. And I left in 2003 after 32 years. I was vice president for behavioral health services. And I oversaw the drug and alcohol services for the health system. And then I received a call from then County Executive Tom Swazi, and he asked me if I would become Commissioner of the Drug and Alcohol Department. And I came to Nassau County. It was my first foray into government. And then 3 years later, in 2006, I was asked to become DSS Commissioner, and I was just reappointed by the County Executive, Ed Mangano, for a 5-year term. So, in a nutshell, it's been a very interesting career path for myself.
32 years at the hospital.
Yes, 32 years at the system.
And basically, you know, drugs. So you treat drug addicts rather.
Yes, people with substance abuse problems and also mental illness problems. And the problem has not gone away. We have a serious substance abuse problem throughout the United States, and we have a serious problem with people who have issues with mental illness. And unfortunately, we do not have enough resources anywhere to help this large population of people. But we had some very good programs at North Shore, Long Island Jewish. We established the first women and children's day treatment program. We established dual diagnosis day treatment programs. And we worked with all the hospitals on their accreditation programs as well for the Joint Commission in behavioral health. So it was a very exciting and challenging time through all those years, and I enjoyed it very much.
So now in Department of Social Services, I mean, you've been there since 2006 actually.
That's
as
correct.
a commissioner.
Yes.
And I know that you serve a large population, you know, with many different programs with the Department of Social. I come from, you know, I'm the one. I mean, we talked about it.
Yes, yes.
I started, you know, actually, I was one of the part of the person who developed the whole WMS system, welfare management system for the state of New York. So I'm familiar with some of the programs, you know, because we had to learn actually.
Right.
You know.
Oh, you're a pioneer in social services, actually, a veteran.
So I would like to you to tell us what are the programs, major programs, and what is the population within those programs, how people can, you know, be eligible for the benefits, and who can be eligible for the benefits.
Well, in total, the Department of Social Services has an annual budget of about $500 million, and we serve in all of our programs close to 300,000 Nassau County residents every year. The programs in social services are referred to as safety net programs. The majority of them are to help people when they start to fall through the economic cracks and social cracks, they have to be supported so they're able to continue to subsist and take care of their families. The services most people are familiar with in social services would be the Medicaid program, the food stamp program, HEAP, which is energy assistance, and homeless services as well. We currently have about 150,000 people in Nassau County who are on Medicaid. We have 40,000 people who are on food stamps. And this is very much a reflection of the very serious economic conditions that our county and state and nation have gone through over the last few years. So there was a very large increase in the number of applications over the last 4 years during the economic downturn. It's beginning to level off somewhat, but these programs have been essential to keep families stabilized in society. And the state has also opened up ways to receive food stamps, for example, through electronic applications. So it's important that people understand that when they are having difficult times, that very often they can get assistance by going to the Department of Social Services, or they can go online to the New York State Office of Temporary Assistance, and they have a website. And you can actually see the different services, and you can fill out questionnaires online to find out which services you might be eligible for. We have seen an increase in the number of people that come to DSS. When we went to the facility that we currently work in, 60 Charles Lindbergh Boulevard in Uniondale, you're very familiar with the building. When we opened services there, we saw an average of 600, 700 people a day. Currently, we're seeing anywhere from 1,200 to 1,800 people every day that come to social service.
Almost 150% increase.
It's incredible. The numbers of people have just 3 times more, as you said. So there are more people that are really facing economic difficulties. Many people have lost their jobs. They're underemployed. They've lost their homes. They're unable to continue paying rent. They can't pay their utility bills. The cost of living on Long Island is very, very expensive, most expensive than any other part of the country. And very often people's incomes cannot keep up with the daily needs that they have for themselves and their families. Beside Medicaid and food stamps, we have many other programs at social services. We have a CPS, Child Protective Services, is under the jurisdiction of the Department of Social Services. We have over 7,000 reported cases every year of child abuse and neglect in Nassau County. That's quite almost 600 approximately per month. So when we get a call from the state central registry, we send out a CPS caseworker to a home and do an immediate investigation to make sure that the child or children are safe and protected. In some very severe cases, we have to remove a child or more than one child from a home. And then we have also a foster care program. So we get families who agree to take in children from our CPS cases and watch those children while we try and help the families restabilize. Sometimes they can restabilize, other times they're unable to continue their parenting responsibilities. And so the foster families continue to take care of those children, and very often many of them are adopted by those families. We have an adoption ceremony every year, and we adopt, the families adopt children that they've taken care of in foster care. We have a child support enforcement program. We have collected last year $100 million in delinquent child supports from fathers who have not been responsible in the past in paying their child support obligations. We have over 30,000 cases of child support in the county. We have homeless services. We have a shelter system for people who've lost their homes and need temporary housing. So we have shelters for individuals, for men and for women, and for families as well. And we have a family restabilization program to try to help those families get out of homelessness and into permanent housing as well. And we have a large investigations unit. I know we spoke a little bit earlier, because regretfully there are some people who do try and cheat the system. They lie on their applications, they do not give us the correct information. So we have a team of DSS investigators that does review of applications where we have suspicions that perhaps people have not been honest in their applications. We have an obligation to find those people and get the money back for our taxpayers. So far in the last 4 years, we've gotten back over $23 million. There's been dozens of arrests. We've turned over cases to the Nassau County District Attorney's Office. These people have been arrested. We have examples of people who are millionaires who own companies and come in and say they are employees of the companies rather than owning the companies. But eventually we find them. We have very good investigators, and anyone who tries to cheat the system eventually will be caught and prosecuted to the full extent of the law. We're very strong in our convictions about that. And we have research units. We work with the Information Technology Department you're very familiar with. We're constantly refining our systems at social services. So these are just a few of the many programs. We have 900 employees at social services, a very professional and dedicated group of employees who do a great job under tough circumstances, given the stories that they hear day in and day out, you know, the people that are suffering from the difficulty in our economy.
Who are eligible for Medicaid?
People who have, well, it depends on their income level.
Okay.
And we do a financial analysis to and get all the documentation. One must be a citizen of the United States to be eligible for social services or have a residency, legal residency in the country. If someone is not a citizen, but they have a child or children born in the United States that are citizens, obviously, then we can help the family as well. So it depends on income level, on employment, past employment history and things like that. And we do an evaluation of those circumstances and determine whether or not there is an eligibility for Medicaid.
Mm-hmm. Medicare is also another thing.
That's
right?
a
For
federal
senior.
program. That's a federal program. That's not local.
That's not local.
That's a federal program. Medicare, yes. Medicare and SSI, yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Dr. Imhof, we'll take a short break and we'll be right back.
Sure, thank
Please
you.
stay with us. Welcome back to Interviews That Matter. I'm your host Raj Mehta. We are having a conversation with Dr. Imhof, who is the Commissioner for Nassau County Department of Social Services, giving us very detailed information about very different programs, many different programs of the Department of Social Services. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I wanted to actually, find out like our, our community, like, we are all South Asian community. The viewers are from South Asian community for this show. And mostly, like, for example, many people have their parents come in from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and they live with them. And obviously, they might need some kind of a services. I mean, is there anything that in Department of Social Services they might be eligible for, or do you think of?
Well, again, citizenship is a requirement
Okay.
for eligibility for social services. When there are people who need assistance and they're not eligible for government assistance, there is a range of not-for-profit community agencies that are often available. The Health and Welfare Council oversees many voluntary agencies that provide services to local communities. So again, it has to be a requirement of citizenship, or if someone is here and has a child born here, then they become eligible. Otherwise, the requirement is for citizenship to receive services.
So somebody who comes from outside and they lose their job, obviously they would not be eligible for any of the programs.
If they don't have, again, citizenship, in terms of unemployment insurance, that would be a determination by the Department of Labor. Every case is arrived, that's a separate federal department. But in terms of the Department of Social Services, there are residency requirements. Legal residency or citizenship is mandatory for us to provide services to people.
Now, we touched upon subject of abuse of the system, which is a major concern, and everybody, all taxpayer dollar basically goes into waste basically. I've heard cases where people taking duplicate benefits from one county to another county. Is there a system now that you have now or you're contemplating having which kind of compares the data information where, I mean, I know you have an investigation unit, but obviously there will be a limited number of people there.
Yes.
So I would say that technology can really make a big difference. I mean, when I was developing the system for Department of Welfare, WMS system, I was also coordinator for wage reporting subsystem,
Right.
which whatever data we collect from applications, we send it to Department of Labor, and then we compare that this person is really telling the right thing.
Right.
Is there something like that?
We could not do our job without technology. No matter how skilled our investigators are, we certainly need technology. The state and federal government provide assistance by providing information. People, for example, who die, we get the death record to ensure that checks are not continuously sent out to people.
Right.
The state provides information whenever people may move. The LexisNexis is a very thorough system that checks bank records, assets that people may have. So we have ways using technology to verify ownership of property. People say they rent when in fact they own 5 homes. People say they are working as an employee when in fact they are the company owners and are extremely wealthy. So we use technology and we use surveillance as well. We do private surveillance at different locations when we suspect people have been abusing the system as well. So technology is essential to our work, and we're always trying to find new ways to get more information on people when they may be cheating the system. And if you have some new ideas, you must let us know, because we value the role of technology in our work. We can't work without it. It's impossible.
The Medicare fraud is a huge issue. It's a big issue actually, from because the money flows from federal, right, to the state, to counties,
right,
to the local authorities.
Medicaid fraud is a serious issue. It's estimated to be in the billions and billions of dollars, the fraud. The other issue, which is a difficulty for our taxpayers, is that New York is the only state where the county has to pay a local share of Medicaid. In all other states, it's a 50-50 split between the federal government and the state. But years ago, the rules were made that the counties must pay 25%. So for every $100 that is spent on Medicaid, the county has to pay $25. So it's a burden to the taxpayers for when people cheat the system. So we also have a lot of cheating in the whole child care industry as well.
Right.
There are people who are not always truthful in their applications for daycare for their children. So we have investigators, we've had many arrests in the child care area as well, people who report fraudulent information. So in child care and Medicaid, and as well as, of course, in Medicare, which the feds take care of, regretfully there continues to be dishonest people. They're the minority, but they cost the system a lot of money.
Exactly.
And they have to be stopped.
Right, yeah. And Medicaid fraud, I'm basically, people are getting medicines or medication from the pharmacies, and pharmacy will bill to the Department of Social Services.
Yes.
That's a huge amount, I guess.
Yes, medical suppliers.
Medical
We
suppliers.
have 2 investigators that just work on medical suppliers. On the provider side, they investigate physicians, and we get information. When you talked about technology, we get information from the state on physician prescribing practices. So we find that there are certain doctors that are over-prescribing. We begin to focus in on their work, and are they giving drugs to people that we are providing social service assistance for.
So I guess, as you said, the technology is an important part of the whole thing.
Essential. Essential.
Right, so it's kind of an investment, it's not an expense.
No, it is an investment.
Right.
I've always believed that.
There you go,
Right.
see?
Absolutely.
I like you already.
I like you too.
Yeah, because I think, that's how you can really reduce the fraud and everything.
Right.
Like, for example, obviously, the eligibility criteria is that you have to be citizen, or you have to have children who are a citizen.
Yes.
That's the eligibility
Or residency
criteria.
card, a green card, that you are a legal resident of the United States.
Okay, so legal residents
legal
also are
legal residents. if you're-
eligible.
Yes, eligible. Will be eligible for review. Yes.
for all of these programs.
Yes.
Right. So okay, as long as you are a green card holder, you should be eligible for any of these programs.
Yes,
And
right.
if
It
your
still
income
has to go through the
Sure.
evaluation, the financial evaluation as well, right?
Yeah, it
But if
depends
you-
upon how much household income is.
Absolutely.
It depends upon how many people in the family
Right.
and what kind of economic hardship that you have
Right.
faced, that kind of thing.
Right.
And application is accepted at 60.
60 Charles Lindbergh
Lindbergh.
Boulevard. It can be brought there in person. It can be mailed in to 60 Charles Lindbergh, DSS.
Now I know that there is a simple program where you give a basic information and it gives you the various benefits that you are eligible for.
That's
You know,
My
like
Benefits.
It's kind of a
That's the state program. That's called
MyBenefits.
mybenefitsny.gov. mybenefitsny.gov. If
Okay.
people go on that website, they
Right.
can type in what their needs are, whether they need health care services, food stamps, or any other types, and it will take you through a questionnaire, and then it will let you know if you are in fact eligible, after you provide your income data, family size, and so on, and any other income that you may have from unemployment or supplemental security income, then it will tell you whether or not you might be eligible.
Okay.
So it's a fast way for people. They don't have to come to social services. They can go online and check the website.
quick screening, rather, initial
Pardon?
screening.
Yes.
Initial
right,
screening,
right.
basically.
It's
and
a computer
gives you a
screening.
high level idea.
Exactly, right.
And then you go to the place.
Yes,
and
if
then
you determine
apply.
you're eligible, then you can go to social services and make
service level.
applications.
Right. Yeah. Another thing is that seniors, right? Now you have some seniors program.
Yes, we have, well, first of all, we have, besides CPS, Child Protective Services, we
Right.
have what's called APS, which is Adult Protective Services.
Okay.
So when we receive calls that there may be adults or seniors that are themselves being abused or are living in very squalid, unhealthy conditions, we will send a caseworker out to do an investigation. We also have in Nassau County Department of the Aging that has its own director. So we have a whole range of other programs for seniors in all the senior centers throughout Nassau County. But social services certainly helps individuals who may be abused in their families or living in conditions that are not healthy. We have a guardianship program for seniors who are incapacitated or incompetent to take care of themselves. Supreme Court will assign cases to DSS, and we will provide guardians for those individuals as well.
Now, like town of North Hempstead, I mean, I live in town of North Hempstead,
Yes.
so obviously, they have some senior, like transportation facility. Do DSS also provides that kind of?
We don't provide transportation, but we provide services for Medicaid transportation. If someone has Medicaid and they are eligible for special transportation assistance, we have a vendor that runs a transportation company that subcontracts with providers, Medicaid providers. So if someone has Medicaid and they are unable to get to a physician's appointment, they will call the Medicaid transport company, and we'll arrange for a taxi or an ambulette to take them back and forth to their appointment, regardless of age, as long as they have Medicaid.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Today.
It's been a
Appreciate
pleasure.
your time here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, you can email me at rajmitv@gmail.com. That's again rajmitv@gmail.com. You can also watch our prior shows on YouTube at youtube.com/Infosys International. Until next time, see you. Thank you.